Hey everybody, Brian Trout coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. The date for today is Monday the 20th of November. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody's got some plans to be with family and friends this week and hopefully get out on the water and do some fishing with a little bit of time off. So we'll start with the hopefully good news, which is they're calling for a decent amount of rain starting tonight, going through tomorrow and into Tuesday night, Wednesday. We'll see what happens, but the forecast is looking good. We've seen good forecasts not pan out, but right now they're calling for literally 1 to 2 inches, maybe even more in some spots. So we could use a 2-inch rainstorm like nothing else. In addition to that, for those of you who are traveling or going up into the national forest, we have our first winter weather advisory of the season. And for early Tuesday morning, everything above 2,000 feet to the west in the George Washington, they're calling for an inch or two of snow and maybe some ice. So if you're going up high or if you're heading over the mountains of West Virginia, just keep in mind that you could have some slick stuff out there. We'll see what this does. 2 inches is obviously a huge start. The ground needs it, the creeks need it. So hopefully this is the beginning of a wetter pattern that we're going to experience through this winter. So that will change significantly what you fish for. So don't be afraid tomorrow and or Wednesday to call the shop or email the shop once the rain's actually fallen. If you've got plans over the holidays to get out and fish, there's gonna be a big difference between not getting any rain and getting 2 inches of rain. It's gonna affect the forecast. So please give us a call. The only day we'll be closed this week will be Thursday. And speaking of this week, we've got our big Black Friday sale that we do. So Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, obviously we're open Sundays all the way through Cyber Monday. Look for some of our big promos and specials. For those of you who've been shopping with us for years and years, you're kind of used to some of these deals. So keep an eye out for that. But hey, we were playing Christmas music this morning and starting to get the store decorated. So the holidays are officially upon us. It's crazy, comes quick. All right, so to the fishing, okay? Same story that we've had for brook trout. We're staying off the brook trout water. Hopefully we get a lot of rain out of this and that gives them a much needed boost. Remember, they need flow, they need habitat, and they need food, okay? And a couple big rainstorms back to back, and that's exactly what they're gonna get, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that. The leaves are pretty much down. Next we need rain, and then we'll talk about, once we get water back, kind of appropriate times to start fishing for brook trout again. So hopefully we're turning the corner on that. As far as stocking goes, it's kind of the same as it's been. The state is still on the managed water, still going after lakes and ponds and reservoirs. They're starting to stock some of the cities in Tidewater and Piedmont for folks that typically don't have trout in their neighborhood. It's kind of nice to have some trout thrown in the local pond. It gives them a chance to go and try and catch some cold water fish that wouldn't ordinarily live there in the summer. They did, however, stock the Hidden Valley again at the Jackson. So even though it's really low, larger streams like that, they've got pools that are waist deep and 100 yards long and plenty of water to fish in some of those larger streams. So they're kind of picking and choosing their battles where they put fish in. And hopefully a good rain across the whole part of the state. And we'll see some better stockings and some more stockings next week. They won't be stocking through the holiday, but hopefully they'll start back up next week and get your favorite delayed harvest opened up for the season, which would be really nice. So more on that to come, but the first part of the ingredient is the rain. Okay, spring creeks are still fishing okay. That's definitely the place to go. Tailwaters and spring creeks. Mossy's been busy. For those of you who don't fish it very often, what does busy mean? Busy means several cars at each parking lot. There's 2 parking lots. And, so the good news is there's, almost 4 miles of water out there that you can explore and cover. So it's not hard to get away from folks. If you're fishing early in the morning on these cooler mornings, like it was, 20, 23 degrees this morning, you'll pretty much have it to yourself. But you get out there on a Saturday and it's 60 degrees and sunny, it's gotten pretty busy. So just walk a little bit, come into the shop, we'll show you a map and show you some kind of off the beaten path spots out there. The same thing that has been working is still working. However, we're getting colder and colder every week, and after this front comes through tomorrow, we're gonna have even colder nights, and the days are still getting shorter all the way up to the solstice. So that affects the fish. That affects their feeding habits. The window in which they feed gets smaller. It's later in the day when things have warmed up and the bugs are a little more active and things like that. So still fishing nymphs out there on Mossy, throwing small streamers, targeting days like tomorrow when you've got good clouds and rain and overcast skies to help conceal you, and just stay low and be sneaky when you're fishing on high pressure days and bluebird skies. It can be really tough. The musky fishing, same deal. A 2-inch rainstorm will give the South Fork and the James like a much needed bump. How colored it gets will remain to be seen. That'll be on next week's fishing forecast. But the musky fishing exists. The musky this is a good time of year to target them, but with the water being so clear and being so low, they're just spooky and they're just tough. So it's not like they're not catchable, but you gotta make really, really long casts and hope you get eaten way out away from the boat. So fingers crossed on all this stuff. We could have some game-changing rain coming in the next day, maybe another chance again on Friday. We'll see how it goes after that. So like I said, for up to the minute information on the conditions and where to go, you're in town for the holidays in the Shenandoah Valley and you want to get out with your family, and you need a decent place to go, all you gotta do is email us, call, or our favorite, stop by the shop. We got awesome stuff in here. We're loading up the tie-in room every single day. We've got more Christmas stuff coming in by the day, by the truckload. We've got the new river quivers in. There'll be more on that later. So take advantage of our deals coming up this week, and stop by and see us, and we'll get you a deal and find you a great place to go fish this week. All right, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week.